severity of it. In Week 11, they have the Atlanta Falcons. What did you make of it, considering you think that this is the team to beat in the NFC? But if any team loses their quarterback, it is time to at least reassess the question.
Well, look, here's what I would say. Drew Brees probably got a little dry rub ribs going on right now. He's got to get,
not saucy, dry rub.
Dry rub. They're not saucy, because
Yeah.
if they were saucy, they would be real tender and he'll be in trouble. I think he just got some rib issues. But with that being said, if I am Sean Payton and I know that I've won games and I am the New Orleans Saints and I know I've won games with backup quarterbacks in the past, like Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 a year ago with Drew Brees on the shelf, I have all the confidence in Jameis Winston as my guy, and I can still run my offense with no problems at all, and I can still insert Taysom Hill in the lineup and still do some of the same things I've always done with Drew Brees out. All we're asking our backup to do, a backup job, is to hold things together for a few games until the starter gets back. That's the way that I see things going. And when you look at who they have next week, they got the Atlanta Falcons. And Atlanta's been playing better of late, but I think when you assess everything, I think they're still the team to beat in the NFC, because Drew Brees will be coming back at some point in time. The only thing they need is for Jameis to kind of just hold things together, much like Teddy Bridgewater did a year ago.
You see, Keith, this is the drama I love. This is what I need, because I've been hearing you say if there's one coach in which Jameis Winston can thrive underneath, it would be the offensive play calling of Sean Payton, right? Mm-hmm. So here we are, and this is a great opportunity. I can't even say opportunistic. Opportunistic.
Okay.
I got it. I finally got out.
Right.
It's the start of the weekend. I'm working slow. I'm working into it. For him, considering Atlanta, Denver, and then Atlanta again is what their schedule says.
Yeah.
Right? So if there's breathing time for Jameis Winston to get in there, get reps, Taysom Hill, even though he didn't throw the ball, had some snaps the other day, like I feel like they're going to be okay.
They'll be fine in terms of what they want to do. Doesn't change anything Sean wants to do. When you look at Jameis Winston, a lot of people are going to point Zubin to the 30 interceptions, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, 5,000 yards. He threw 30 picks. Realistically, he really did not throw 30 picks. If you really break down the film, some of the interceptions was causing off of the hands of the receivers or wrong routes by the receivers. So I always discount 30 interceptions. I think Sean Payton won't put him in a position to drop back and throw the ball 40 times a game unless all of a sudden it's a blowout and they got to play catch up. But if it's just a normal game plan moving in that direction, ain't no way in the hell Sean's going to allow Jameis to drop back and throw the ball 40 times a game.
Is it more so what we've seen maybe of Kevin Stefanski and Baker Mayfield, the way he's been utilized the last two games, just keep the game run heavy on the ground and short passes, things of that sort?
It's just different. It's more West Coast offense where you're going to run some sticks, 5-yard outs, some hitches, some sprint stuff to get him out on the perimeter, just short intermediate things that will allow him to kind of, get an understanding of the flow of the game, opposed to just having him drop back and just wing it all over the lot. That's not what they do. Even with Drew Brees, that's not what they do. They kind of, methodically move the ball down the field and then punch it in. They don't look for huge chunks like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs look for huge chunks last year with Jameis Winston. That's just the way Bruce Arians' offense is.
I want to get to one thing about Bruce Arians specifically with the Bucs.
Did he say something about Tom Brady again?
No. Everybody's on the same page.
Maybe, yeah, okay.
After yesterday, the double up. So once again, Winston 6 for 10, 63 yards. To your point, they're not going to throw it around the yard much. But to your point about Winston, Jimmy Ward had an interception that he clearly dropped. So Jameis being Jameis there with the near interception yesterday. Answer me this. 7 days ago, essentially, the Bucs go from scoring 3 points and having an NFL all-time low 5 carries on the ground. 7 days later, 30 first downs, 544 yards, and they didn't punt once in the game. And your boy, Ronald Jones from USC, had one of the greatest rushes in NFL history. 4th guy ever to go 98 yards on a rush. How in 7 days do you go from absolutely flat, I get it's the opponent, absolutely flat to absolutely dynamic?
Well, you just go back to the game plan. You look at the opponent and you see what the good things that you do and the bad things you throw out. And that's what they did. They actually ran the ball. Running the ball helps you every now and then in this league.
So you're saying 5 times the other night against the Saints didn't work.
Doesn't help you at all. When Ronald went the distance, though, when he got about to the 20, I knew, I'm like, this dude ain't catching him. He got about to the 20-yard line. So, yeah, he gone. They not going to catch up to him. Because it looked so close on television, right? It looked like the guy was going to catch him. But in real life, that thing is really far, man. That 3 yards, is like 10 yards. You know, it's like, oh, he gonna catch him. He gonna catch him. Like, man, you have no idea how long that field is until you actually got to run from one end to the next.
And again, we're watching it on television. You can watch it on your phone if you just want to hear about it. If you're a Bucs fan, I'm sure you did. 98-yard carry, one of the longest in the history of the NFL, spurring them to a 46-23
Yeah,
win.
Brady's great.
And the Bucs are back on track. And Bruce Arians all smiles after the game. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. We'll